GolfTrips.com is live on location at Quickwyak Golf Club in Elkhart. I am with Todd Montaba, one of the owners, or the owner of the golf course. And Todd, I'm going to just show this up there, the spelling, Quickwyak, okay? What does that stand for?
It's Native American for land along the Crooked River. It goes back a long ways. This area was settled by a big tribe that was north of Elkhart Lake, and they called this area, this valley between here and Plymouth, Quickwyak. So it has a long history.
Great. Where are we located? We're about an hour and 15 minutes north of downtown. How far inland are we from the Lake Michigan?
We're about 15 miles. If you go due east of us here, you'll run right into the front door of Whistling Straits.
Okay, sure. And we have two amazing recreational things to do. We have Elkhart Lake for
Correct.
sporting, and then we have Super America. You know, maybe you can talk a little bit about the racetrack and its history.
Road America is a mile down the road here. It's a world-class race. We just finished up IndyCar this weekend. They had probably 100,000 people here over the weekend for the race. People come from all over the country, so we certainly get visitors from that. Right over our shoulder here, across the street from the clubhouse, probably a driver and a wedge, is the lake. It's a phenomenal lake, the fourth deepest lake in Wisconsin, and then we have all world-class resorts a block down the street, the Osthoff, Siepkins, and the Shore Club as well.
Sure. So if you're coming to do some boating or to catch some auto racing, why should you bring your golf clubs?
Well, there's so many great places to play around here. Quickwyak, obviously Quickwyak is at the top of my list, but the thing that makes Quickwyak great is it was built in 1920s on the original 18. We've gone through some changes, but it's very playable for all level players. We have a ton of ladies that play, juniors, and all demographics, and it's a very playable golf course.
Sure. And I was shocked when I looked at the scorecard, you know, par 71, 6,400. I hit the ball a ton, so I'm like, I'm going to score really well out here. Unfortunately, I got above the pins and had some scary greens. What makes this course challenging for even the good golfers?
Well, definitely, like to your point, our defense really is the greens. You have to chip and putt. You have to hit. You're going to have a lot of uneven lies. You're going to have to hit golf shots. You're going to have to kind of control your ball on the green in order to score well. So.
Sure. As far as a signature hole, I think it was the par 4 15th.
Correct.
How does somebody get their par or birdie on that hole?
You have to have two good shots, and then you have to putt well.
Sure.
It's a elevated tee going to a kind of a valley below, and then back up into the woods. So you got to hit two really good shots. There's a lot of slope on that green. You know, I think it's probably one of the hardest golf holes in the county. I think it's a fun hole. It's something that people, when they play here, they walk away. It's a very memorable hole.
Sure. I hit two really good shots. A nice drive down the right of the barber pole, the aiming pole. Then I had this beautiful little 9-iron over the pin, but I left myself about a 15-foot downhill putt and made bogey. So I did not get the par or birdie on that hole, but did hit two good shots. So you need to putt really well as well out here. As far as any recent changes or upcoming changes?
Well, I would say in the last, in 2001, we opened our third 9, our Glacial 9. It's a newer design, but still fits into the rolling landscape that we have here. Bob Lohman designed it, and he did a fabulous job. And it's growing and growing and growing in popularity and traffic. But beyond that, we're continuing to make improvements to our teeing areas and making improvements to the daily course conditions.
Sure. Excellent. As far as a traveling golfer, you mentioned some world-class or some really nice resorts. Do you partner with anybody for stay and play, or who would you recommend for lodging if they're coming here for the lake or the road and also to play golf?
We have some stay and play packages right down the street with the Osthoff Resort. We run it through them because it's up to you to kind of decide your lodging arrangements, and then from on our end, it's a little easier to get you accommodations for golf. But there are, within walking distance, you can stay at Siepkins Resort or the Shore Club. They have condos or room. So they're really great places to stay. You're on the water. you can literally walk over here if you like.
Sure. We talked a little bit about traveling golfers. What about the local golfers? I saw some membership options. Can you talk a little bit about your membership options for locals?
Sure. We have, we're open to the public, but we sell daily seasonal passes that go, run through our season. They can play at all 3 nines that we have. We also have an associate membership where you're buying a certain number of rounds of golf, and the nice thing about that is they're transferable. They allow you to bring guests and things like that. There's no restrictions on those, and then they're always valid, put it that way. And then we have social memberships, people that just want to come to our restaurant. We do a great job with our bar and restaurant, and there's people that want to support us and like hanging out here, and so they can get a social membership as well.
Sure. Speaking of bar and restaurant, clubhouse is right over our shoulder. I couldn't believe the depth of your menu. Talk about maybe 1 or 2 of the items that your locals brag about.
Well, we serve what's called a grill menu during the week, all during the week in the lunch, daily lunch hours, and then in the evening, where there's things like we call it a twisted turkey, great burgers, wraps, salads. There's a great variety of entrees on there. And then on Friday nights, we have a Friday night menu that includes fish fry. We have 5 different kinds of fish.
Wow.
We're probably considered to have the best fish fry in the area here. Perch, bluegill, walleye, cod, salmon. And then you can also get steaks and other things. So.
Sure, great. We're going to end with where you can get more information. You can mention your website, but is there anything else that you might want to mention about the golf course or property?
I would just say that we have a long history. This is our 68th year in our family. We have a long history of fun here, and I think we take it serious that when you come here, we want you to have a good time. It's laid back, but yet you can be as active as you want to be and as laid back as you want to be. So
Sure.
Put it that way. You can find all our information on QuickReactGolf.com. That's our website, or you can email the Pro Shop off of there. Any contact information or anything that you want me to follow up with, I'm happy to do it.
Sure, great. We will put that website address in the show notes or in our video notes. But if you're coming to the Elkhart Lake area, or if you play around Milwaukee and just want to jump in a car, 1 hour will get you to some private country club type conditions right in the heart of Elkhart Lake.